Now we will analyze the graphs. So how to solve the problems related to the work done or to understand the nature of the graph. So now we are going to see. So majorly we are having PV graphs. So in most of the cases we are having PV graphs. So first we will learn the ways. So how to analyze the graph. For example, I'm taking, so we have a graph between PV, and we have a straight line parallel to the x-axis. Suppose if the gas has been moved from A to B means you need to analyze that process. So simply we need to understand A to B means so the pressure is maintained as constant. So therefore it is treated as isobaric process. Isobaric process. So but here we can see the arrow mark. So the arrow marks are very important here. So we will find that the respective volumes of VB is more than VA. So therefore volume increases because the VB is more than VA. So when volume increases, the work done equivalent to positive. So when the work done is equivalent to positive, so definitely, we can see that at constant pressure, as volume increases, the temperature is also increases. So automatically, du is also positive. So when dw positive, du positive means dq equivalent to positive. dq equivalent to positive means heat energy, heat energy absorbed by the system or heat energy gained by the system, absorbed by the system or gained by the system. So in these aspects, you need to analyze each and every sentence. For example, so we have a PV graph. Again, I'm taking this is a PV graph. So this is PV. For example, we have a straight line parallel to the program. So if that is the maybe given the question, so we can see that the volume is constant. So volume is constant means the pressure increases. A constant volume pressure increases means temperature increases. Constant volume means so definitely this is isoporic process. So this is isoporic process. So when isoporic process, the work done is equivalent to zero. Work done equivalent to zero. When temperature increases means du is definitely positive. So therefore dq is also positive. So dq is also positive. So therefore heat is gained by the system. Heat is gained by the system. For example, so this is the PV graph. PV graph. So we have a graph like this. This is A and this is B. Arrow mark is very important. So we will see from A to B we are discussing. A to B we will observe that the volume decreases. So volume decreases means temperature decreases. So when temperature decreases, du is definitely negative. So work done as the dV is V decreases, dV is also negative. Therefore, the work done is also negative. So therefore, dq is also negative. So in such a case, heat is negative. So that means heat is rejected by the system. So we are taking these conventions according to our basics class. Heat is rejected by the system. Heat is rejected by the system. Similarly, sometimes we are having thermodynamic. Sometimes we have the graph related to the isothermal process also. So isothermal process also. For example, whenever see a curve like this is PV, this is PV. So whenever see a rectangular hyperbola graph like this, we will understand that the temperature is equivalent to constant. And depending upon the arrow direction, we will understand whether it is expansion or compression. So here we can see that from A to B, from A to B, so definitely the volume increases, means that this is isothermal expansion. Isothermal expansion. So if the arrow is reversed, we will say isothermal conversion. For example, we have a situation like this is PV, this is PV. We have two graphs. So this is maintained at temperature T1 and this is maintained at temperature T2. Now we need a relation between the quantity of the gas used. So generally, always remember, generally we have three ways to solve a graph. Three ways to solve a graph. So the first way is, first we will check out the slope. But in the present problem, we need the relation between the quantity of the gas and the M1 and the M2. Okay. So first we will check out the slope, dP by dV. So by solving this dP by dV, there is no relations we have for M1 and M2. So this option is not valid. Second one, we think of area. Second one, we think of area. And third one is parameter analysis. So for every graph, so it may be in work per energy, or it may be in motion in straight line, or it may be somewhere else. So only we have three ways. First we will check out slope. So next we think of area. In physics graph, area means y component into x component, that is PV or PVV. So that is equivalent to work done. So we are focusing on area, but our interest is PV equivalent to nRT. PV equivalent to nRT here. So therefore from the graph, the area under the first curve is more than area under second curve. So here from the relation, area is proportional to small m, because for a given gas everything is constant. So simply from there we will understand M1 is more than M. So next we will think of some more graph. For example, we think of VT graphs. VT graph. So we have a straight line. So like this, we have a straight line like that. Now we need to have the relation between pressures. So what happens to the pressure? What is the nature of pressure? What is the nature of pressure? So whenever the gas goes from A to B, let us say, what is the nature of? So always my interest is we will think of three options. So by taking slope is not possible, because we need the relation between the PVT. Slope means dP by dV. dP by dV means useless, because the slope is no longer a constant from A to B. So this is not valid. Again, by taking area, so we won't get anything by taking the product of V and T. So this option is not valid. So in such a case, we will use parameter analysis. So let us focus this on parameter analysis. So that means, so first we will think of initial point and final point. So this is first line and this is second line. This is second line. So from here, so simply I will conclude that the slope of A is more than slope of B. Slope of A is more than slope of B. We have a simple trick. The line which is nearer to the y-axis has more slope. Slope of A is more than slope of B. So when we think of slope, slope is nothing but V by T. So for a ideal gas, you are writing PV equivalent to nRT. So V by T is inversely proportional to pressure. V by T is inversely proportional to pressure. So automatically the slope is inversely proportional to pressure. So when slope A is more than slope B, automatically PA is less than PB. PA is less than PB. So therefore we will conclude the pressure increases. So we will conclude the pressure. Okay. Suppose here we are having a problem. When a system is taken from I to F, state I to F, along a path IAF. So first we are moving along the path IAF, I to F we are moving. IAF, the Q is 50 calories, dq equivalent to 50 calories we are taking, and dw equivalent to 20 calories. So while you are writing du, according to first law of thermodynamics, we will write du equivalent to dq minus dw, that is equivalent to 30 calories. So you need to be very real and crucial, and you need to be very attentive while you are writing du. So it is clearly given. It is moving from I to F, I to F. So it means the final stage is UF and initial stage is UI only. So therefore UF minus UI equivalent to 30 calories. From here also we will come to a conclusion. Started from I and then ended at F. So therefore we will write UF minus UI. And again we have along the path IDF. So the next part of the question I am taking IDF. IDF. So in this case also the du is same. Du means the final means this is final. U final minus U initial. So that equivalent to 30 calories we are having. And also in the question dq is equivalent to 36. dq is equivalent to 36 calories. So along the path work done dw equivalent to dq minus du. So we will take dq minus du, that equivalent to 6 calories. That is equivalent to 6 calories. For example, we have a cyclic process shown in the gas, the work done. This is a simple problem. So according to our basics, whenever the graph is closed, or whenever in the graph the curve is closed, so first we will think of area. This is in the form of a triangle. So therefore I will write half base into full. Area of shape, whatever may be the shape we are taking, area of shape we are taking. Half into base means, so you need to be very careful. Final value minus initial value, 5 minus 1, let us say I am taking. So 5 minus 1, and also units, meter cube. So I am writing here meter cube. So this is height. Height means this is the difference between 6 and 1, that is 5 pascals. So pascals is already SI unit. So therefore no need of conversion here. Half into 4 into 5 joules. So that equivalent to 10 joules we are taking. But after taking the work done, we need to apply sign convention. Always we need to think of the line which is very far away from the volume axis. So here. So volume axis, when volume increases, so automatically we need to take work done as positive. So we need to give sign convention as positive. So therefore I am writing dw equivalent to plus area. So that equivalent to plus 10 joules. So we are taking plus 10 joules. So after thinking of graphs, so slowly we will consider the Carnot heat engine. So we think of Carnot heat engine. Carnot heat engine. For any heat engine, we need a block diagram for the heat engine. First, I'm taking the block diagram of heat engine. So this is a source, and this is working substance. This is working substance, and this will be the sink. So the source is always maintained at high temperature at T1 Kelvin, and the sink is always maintained at a low temperature T2 Kelvin. So the working substance means generally we used to think of a gas. We used to think of a gas. Suppose I'm taking here the source is always maintained at T1 Kelvin. So that means always in the given question, in the given data, always high temperature. Always choose high temperature. Always choose high temperature in the given data. So similarly, the sink is means it is a low temperature. So this is low temperature. Always choose low temperature in the given data. In the given data. So generally, the source duty is providing some heat energy to the working substance. By absorbing the heat energy, the working substance performs some work done over the surroundings. So this is all. So besides the engine is we are taking surroundings. Surroundings. So this is surroundings. So it will sends out the remaining heat energy to the sink. Okay, according to the convention, we are writing Q1, the input Q1 equivalent we are using as W plus Q. So therefore, we are taking the work done by the system. Therefore, we are taking positive work done here. W equivalent to Q1 minus Q2. So we'll write work done equivalent to Q1 minus Q2. So, and after taking this, we will also write efficiency. So when we speak in the terms of Carnot heat engine, we are writing efficiency, or simply we will call it as maximum possible efficiency. Don't read it as efficiency. So this is maximum possible efficiency. So this is the maximum possible efficiency by any heat engine equivalent to W by Q1. But instead of taking Q1, it is better to write it as W by heat absorbed in the process. Heat absorbed in the process. For example, so in a given process, we are giving like this 30 calories and minus 10 calories and 20 calories in the successive process. So therefore, so simply we will choose the heat absorbed. Heat absorbed is nothing but only the positive values 30 plus 20. So as generally we will deal with a cyclic process. So therefore work done equivalent to for cyclic process d equal to 0. Therefore dw equal to dq only we will write. We used to add everything 30 minus 10 plus 20. So that is equivalent to 40 calories. So that is the difference between Q absorbed and work done. So it is better to choose always W means W by Q absorbed. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వడానికి అవకాశం ఉంది. Q1 అంటే ఇది ఒక్కటి తీసుకుంటాం పొరపాటున. అందుకే Q1 అనే ఫార్ములాలో చదవకూడదు. మాక్సిమం పాసిబుల్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ అంటే వర్క్ డన్ బై హీట్ ఎనర్జీ అబ్జార్బ్డ్. అంటే పాజిటివ్ ఉన్నటువంటి అన్ని హీట్ ఎనర్జీస్ మనం తీసుకోవాలి. ఇది ఒక మంచి లాజిక్. Or we will write eta equivalent to Q1 minus Q2 by Q1. Q1 minus Q2 by Q1. Or eta equivalent to we are having T1 minus T2 by T1. Or simply we will conclude it as the maximum possible efficiency eta equivalent to 1 minus T2 by T1. So that equivalent to 1 minus Q2 by T1. 1 minus T2 by T1 and 1 minus T2 by T1. So this is maximum possible efficiency. So always remember this is maximum possible efficiency. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు ఇంత స్ట్రెస్ చేస్తున్న మాక్సిమం పాసిబుల్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ అని స్కూల్లో లేదా కాలేజీలో స్ట్రెస్ చేయదు. బట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకనంటే మనకి ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఏ స్టూడెంట్ performing Carnot heat engine in between the temperatures. In between the temperatures, 300 Kelvin and 400 Kelvin, says that efficiency is 29%. Check his prediction is correct or not. Check his prediction is correct or not. So there may be a possibility to ask the question like. So generally, we will write maximum possible efficiency on the paper. Maximum possible efficiency we have that equivalent to 1 minus. So T2 by T1. T2 means this is the lowest temperature, that is 300 by 400 here. 1 minus 3 by 4 means that is 1 by 4. When we take a percentage, eta percentage into 100 equivalent to 25%. So it is clear that the maximum possible efficiency is 25. So that means, so less than 25 we have possible. So therefore his prediction is 29. So clearly we will say that it is not possible. So his prediction is not possible. Okay, we have some more discussions also. We have entropy. So entropy means ds. ds equivalent to dq by t. Entropy means dq by t. So from here, so we will understand that when temperature increases, this disorderness increases. When temperature increases, disorderness increases. So then ds is positive. When temperature decreases, disorderness decreases. So then ds will be negative. So when temperature equivalent to constant, we will say that disorderness is also equivalent to constant. So we will say that ds equivalent to 0. So we will use these things. So by using these analysis, so we will come to a conclusion that suppose if it is given in cyclic process, like this, so we will come to a conclusion in which of the step is heat is absorbed, and in which of the step is heat is rejected. So by doing so, we will substitute later in efficiency equivalent to W by heat energy absorbed. So by doing so, we will estimate the efficiency, maximum possible efficiency.